I've been talking to the camera for a long time. Like going on like 6 years doing like travel stuff. But like, if you want to take it a step further back, I've been doing this for around 10 years now, and I only started taking it seriously the past 6 months. Anyways, toss all that to the side. Hi, my name is Dakota. I wanted to come on here today and talk about the things they don't tell you about, and that people just don't tell you about chasing goals, right? So I've been seeing a lot of content like this, and I thought I would give my go at it. I like to think that I'm a pretty transparent channel. I do a wide variety of different topics and all that, and just try to be authentic as much as possible. And it's something that's been on my mind a lot recently, and really, that's just kind of finding balance. So if you're anything like me, especially if you're like early 20s, I'm 23. I just turned 23 a couple months ago. Some of you are saying, "Oh my God, he's a baby," but I don't feel like I'm a child sometimes. Like, I know I'm not a child; I'm an early adult, right? And I have my own fair share of responsibilities and struggles like everybody else, right? Um, I started trying to travel back in 2018, I think. It took me like 2.5 years to just get a car to then start, and then really I've only been traveling for like a few months, if you want to get technical here. But I've been on and off trying to accomplish a not simple goal of trying to see the whole world, right? We didn't have much growing up, right? I always aspired to be more, and I aspired to try to push myself as I got older because I knew that the only person really that could pull me out of a bad headspace was me. So 6 years later of trying to develop my personality and everything about me and just be better every day, even if it's just a little bit every day, um, I've come a long way from that kid. We may not have had much, right? But what I did have was a loving mother and a father that wasn't the only ones that told me this, of course. A lot of people have told me this over the years, but I was lucky enough to have someone to tell me that I could be anything I wanted to be as long as I put my mind to it. And yes, but like, here's the reality of it. They only tell you half of what you need to know, right? Everybody wants to hear a motivational speech of some kind, but nobody wants to hear the dark, hard truth, right? People spend their whole life avoiding problems because they're like inconvenience, right? Because if there was a fucking hard pathway, like a guaranteed hard pathway to get somewhere, and you knew it would work, even though it would be hard, you'd probably try, right? Depending on what it is. But chasing goals is like sometimes there's like a roadmap to get there, right? And the more you dig into trying to find that roadmap, the better off you are about understanding what you're trying to chase. And this really applies to anyone. I mean, if you're learning guitar, or if you're learning how to flip, if you're trying to learn how to take apart a gun and put it back together, like no matter what it is, there's always like that moment when you start to climb, and the more you start climbing, the more you realize that you're opening up more cans of worms, right? You just tossing them out, and then you got to organize everything because there's no way you can digest so much at a given period of time. Anyways, what I'm getting to is they only told you like half of it, right? Because you can be anybody you want to be in life, right? And I'm telling you this. If there's nobody else telling you this, I'm telling you this. Someone out there has the same struggles as you, is going through a very similar scenario as you, and you can't let it define you, but you gotta also learn to appreciate the trials along the way, or else it's gonna feel like hell. I literally have got so far off tangent, I forgot what I was saying. Do I have some sort of disorder? Maybe. Fuck it. Nobody ever told me that it would take not only what I put my mind to, but putting my mind to it would require a lot of sacrifice. I'm sitting here right now, right? I am working on taking notes on like video structure ideas for videos, and then I have an entire list off of that side, which is a whole entire thing on video ideas and scheduling for such, and then like I have a whole web of like just information that I'm trying to like study and build off of right now. Future video might drop that, but I get to asking myself, who works on their goals at 11, almost 12 o'clock in the morning on a Friday after you've worked all day and worked all week, like all week long, and still like has the not only like the faith to do it, but like I am taking shots in the dark, right? And chasing goals is already hard enough, but I've also like I have gave a lot of time up with loved ones, right? Like I have spent a lot of time focusing on trying to be better and be a better me, and all the things that come alongside that. But nobody ever told me that it would take a lot of free time away from my life. Like I have lost a lot of time with being asked to go do something, and I'm like, no, I got things to do, because I have an obligation to myself, or this and that. And I have come a long way. Like I've did a lot, I've accomplished a lot, but I can't take back that time, right? And I think that trying to find balance is probably one of the hardest struggles of being 20, or just life in general, probably. Trying to find a good, healthy balance and routine between a bunch of different things is like trying to find a needle in a haystack, because you have no idea what the you're doing, right? And it's just nobody ever told me this. Like nobody ever told me the sacrifice and the night spent alone, being lonely, um, in the silence of night. Like listen, that's all I hear, you know. And nobody ever told me that I would be lonely, or that I would be questioning to quit, or to buckle, or to stand down, like my brain saying do this or do that or do that, because it's what seems like the best option. Like I see all these people that are graduating college, or having kids, moving on with their life, settling down, finding like their soulmate, or whatever maybe. And I'm sitting here chasing goals that only really matter and impact me, I guess. And it almost seems selfish, but like it's just something that I feel like is me. Like this is the only thing I have, really, amongst other things, of course, but like this is my calling, right? This is my this there's something in me saying this is what I was meant to be, right? And I'm okay with that. Um and when it comes to being alone, I'm used to being alone. So it's not something that really impacts me, but sometimes I sit here and I think to myself and I'm like, damn, like it gets pretty lonely out here. Like it gets pretty lonely in the trenches. So, yeah, really, I just wanted to say, if you're feeling like you're wound up in chasing your passions and your goals, and you're trying to find balance, but it's very hard to find balance, and blah blah blah, yada yada yada, you're not alone. And we can only hope, right, that it will mean as much as it does now, years in the future. But really, it all comes down to one thing, right? And that's, what are you willing to give up to get what you want in the future, right? What am I willing to give up now to get what I want later on? And I want to be proud of myself, you know? And, nobody ever told me that it would be lonely, or one of the biggest struggles of chasing your goals was not the learning curves, or the hard days of not understanding something, or the trials and tribulations. No, it's just it's all the things you have to give up, and that's the reality of it. But yeah, I just wanted to chat for a second. But if you have any questions for me, I love making videos where I just talk to the camera and talk to you guys, especially like people that are not only new here but people that have been here for a while. Again, thank you guys for all the support recently. It has been amazing to see this channel grow after I've tried for such a long time. But for those that managed to stick around this far, at 1,000 subs, I'm going to jump out of a plane, and I'm scared of heights. So subscribe if you want to see me do that. Most importantly, I got an espresso in this. Probably way too late to be drinking coffee, but here I am. But anyways, keep chasing your dreams and know that these lonely days will not last forever, and that you are becoming who you were meant to be. So don't give up. But yeah, see you guys.